Howdy folks, Brainstorm here, coming at you from the great world wide web. And I don't, these live talks, these live chats, these live streams, whatever you want to call them, they're problematic at best. I don't have the best microphone or the best camera or the best whatever, but I do invite you to join me. I'd like to talk about thumbnails today. Why not? We all improve, we all get better as we go along, come along, and we just do the best we can with what we have, right? If I can YouTube, you can YouTube, and we can all YouTube together. That's the message, right? It's about connection, community, and just having a good time and having fun. Thumbnails are an important topic, like a lot of things in the YouTube journey. For a small time YouTuber, for the big YouTubers, everybody uses thumbnails, some kind of thumbnail to display their video. Every video has its own thumbnail unique to that specific video. Every viewer, whether it's a returning viewer, a loyal customer, as it were, a loyal supporter, or a first time one, just browsing, clicking through, seeing, there's clickbait thumbnails, there's really good, well put together thumbnails. There's really kind of off the wall, you don't have a clue what they're about kind of thumbnails. But in the end of the day, I think thumbnails are very important to display your video because you're trying to sell that video to every potential pair of eyes. And so thumbnails are really cool and really important. And I definitely hope that y'all will join me today in the live chat about thumbnails. I know it's kind of an impromptu, strung together kind of live stream thing. I invited a few people on. I hope that they will join me, and if not, that's okay too. I can sit here and talk to myself in this little camera all day long. I have no problem doing that. Never lacking in vocabulary, and it might not be coherent or very articulate at times, especially considering the live nature where you can't really edit yourself too much on the fly. It's sort of like stepping out your comfort zone anyway. When you go live, you do this kind of thing. You're putting yourself out there hoping that, oh, somebody will join me. Maybe. If they don't, I'll just talk to myself. Because it's good to have a subject matter in mind. Like, I want to talk about thumbnails. And if I just talk to myself, that's fine too. But I think thumbnails are really cool and really important to just work on, no matter who you are or what kind of level you're at in your success journey on YouTube. Everybody measures success differently. I think whether you're doing YouTube for fun or whether you're doing it for a specific audience, trying to reach that magical monetization level, um, I would be lying to say that that's not something I would appreciate and want to reach eventually. But I started out really doing this whole thing for fun. I'll say that to the cows come home. But I definitely am still doing it for fun. And I guess the day that it becomes too much like work and not very much fun, when the percentage level of stress reaches a higher context or a higher level than uh, the fun meter, so to speak, then I might be reconsidering wanting to do this. But I've been wanting to do YouTube for a long time. I put it off, put it off, put it off. No, I can't do that. I don't have anything to say. No one would be interested in listening to me. And I finally realized that, you know, I'm, I finally realized that if I want to do this, do it for myself. Do it to entertain myself, to make memories, to mark those memories down for other people, to share with them, yes, and you hope someone else likes it. But at the end of the day, if it feels like sometimes when you're creating content, you're talking to yourself, you're talking to that little lens and to that microphone, and you're hoping that you get it right, or you at least are entertaining, and you're fumbling around, and your attempts at humor, and sometimes you fall flat on your face, and that's the funniest part of all. But in the end of the day, you just do it for yourself. You do it because you like it, and you're. I've always said, and I always will say, I am my own worst critic and my own biggest fan. So If I like what I'm doing, if I'm enjoying what I'm doing, then it's fine. I'm going to be happy with it. And I hope everyone else has fun doing it too. We all have our own levels of skills, talents, and abilities, our own backgrounds, history, culture, experiences, emotions, and we can all use that to our strengths and our weaknesses. And I say weaknesses because weaknesses can be strengths as well, because we can definitely try our best and do our best with what we have available to us. Whether it's the software, the hardware, the mind, the knowledge and skills, it's always good. So, I'm a writer at heart. I like to write. I've been a writer and with that kind of creative mind from a very young age, and I've always enjoyed that. So when you write something, you write a story on a piece of paper, you type it out on a keyboard, you're the first person to read that over and over again. You're the first person that critiques that, jumps on that, decides whether you're going to share it or not. And making videos and making video content is sort of the same thing, where you're baking a cake, you're the one first tasting it, you're the one that watches it and sees it happening. You're that whatever creation, whatever skill, whatever talent you have, you can be your own worst critic and your own best friend. So, but yeah, I see someone joined. I don't know who that is, so hopefully they'll say hi. And I left. If you'd like to join me on the Streamyard, I will be glad to have you here. I can have up to, I'm told, 5 or 6 um, people to join me here on the Streamyard streaming is pretty cool, I think. So if only saying hello to myself, that's fine. I talk to myself in the shower all the time. The biggest time I have is driving in the car. When I'm just driving around, I can. Too Filthy Bearded Man asked, "Do you write short stories?" I definitely do write short stories. I like to. Short stories are what I call it, the appetizer, the lead up to the bigger story. Like, it took me years and years and years, but I finally finished a novel. I did finish a novel. Finally, it was a New Year's resolution a couple of years ago. I've been working on that novel probably 10 years, and I finally finished it. And when I wrote that novel, I see it in the ending in my head before I had the rest of it, and it sort of kind of finally got together. And I've been for some time now editing it, putting some drafts together, and hopefully putting it out there to try to see if someone would be interested. I've had many college professors, read it and give me their editing critiques, and they tell me it's pretty good. So I don't know, but I like writing short stories. Short stories, when you're a writer and you want to create something. Before I found YouTube, that was the quick and easy way to put down some thoughts on paper and create something. And man, I have so many stories I can share. Maybe when I'll have a live stream one day, I can just share with y'all what I think a good short story is about, and maybe read one of my stories to y'all if you like that. I don't know. But creating short stories and poetry is like a quick and easy fix. That's your snack. So I do write poetry as well. But videos, making videos is even more creative. Yeah. I got the recommendation from the Two Fluffy Bearded Men. You should go check their channel out, by the way. They're hilarious. Those guys tell a really great story visually on the YouTube screen. But yeah, that's a good idea. I will have to read them on a live stream one day and read some poetry and some short stories. If you listen to any of my Skull Smacks, their literary offerings, that's why my channel is a little bit eclectic. It's all over the place. I like to do a lot of different things, but I have a background in English. I have actually a degree, my bachelor's degree in English, and it's one of my first loves. And I love writing. I love to create stories and tell stories through the crafting of words, and I love reading and stuff like that. I don't do that as much as I used to with work, kids, and family life, and now YouTubing. I don't get to do that as much as I wish I could do, but it is fun, and I do enjoy it. I'd like to know what y'all like to do creatively. Um, so, what do you think about the subject matter of the two fluffy bearded men? I mean, what do you think about thumbnails? What do you think makes a good thumbnail? What makes a good? That's the subject. What doesn't make what makes a good thumbnail? I think, like I was saying, the thumbnail is your visual representation of this video before anybody decides whether they're going to watch your video or not, whether there's something interesting or not. A thumbnail has to tell a story. Sometimes at a glance. Sometimes you only got a second to catch somebody's interest. And I knew that thumbnails were important, and then just more recently, and thanks to yeah, you want to know what the videos are about. Yeah, definitely you can learn a lot by watching that, seeing the thumbnail. Thanks to Two Fluffy Bearded Man pushed me on to the Pusha Studios, and I've been watching those live Pusha Studio streams, and they've been real helpful in terms of kind of reminding me and re-energizing my ideas. Like, hey, you need to treat this YouTube almost like a business and almost like a creative venture to sell itself as well. I knew that, but I've kind of lost that thought about that. So I want to use thumbnail as a starting point. It's your cover page, so to speak, to your essay. It's your, um, the facade to your whatever you're trying to sell. It's the packaging, it's the product brand, to that particular video. And you have a brand for your channel, but you also want to have specific, that thumbnail should tell an interesting story in itself. What is this about? Create interest in this video. You don't want to be just clickbait, You don't want to propose or promise something you're not delivering or just to get someone to click on your video. You want to be genuine and creative, but you also want to, at a glance, if someone's not going to watch your video, they're also going to know that that's who you're from. So one of the things I've started doing more recently is putting my name, Brainstorm, on every thumbnail, at least a logo or the name or something that's habitually there on the same part in the lower corner. Left corner is the best place because you notice your thumbnails when your thumbnails are up in your video listing or wherever you have the time down in the lower right hand corner or some other things that go on the lower hand right hand corner that might obscure your branding or something, so to speak, whether when your video is being recommended to others. So you want to include some kind of branding, some kind of logo, some kind of recognition to your brand, so to speak, to your channel on every thumbnail so that at a glance someone can see, hey, that looks good. I might watch it later. This is Brainstorm. Or this is Two Fluffy Bearded Man, or this is whomever this particular channel is related to. You want to go ahead and brand your thumbnail to your channel and your channel to your thumbnail so that even if someone's just seeing it at a glance, they know they can say that content belongs to this channel, and it kind of files it away in the back of their mind that they can take a look at that later or they write in there, and that's important. So I want to give you a little Two Fluffy Bearded Man. These guys have gotten me started on food challenges, and I really appreciate that. That's pretty fun. And it did step outside my comfort zone. It's not something I was like particularly adverse to do, but it's like I don't know if that's what I want to do or what that's for me, but it's so much fun. I'm enjoying myself, and I appreciate your encouraging me and getting me on that. And by the way, I mailed you a letter today in the mail. Hopefully, you'll get it sometime soon, and maybe it'll be the first one. I like writing handwriting letters. It's a lost art, I think. And hope you enjoy it. I always enjoy watching y'all's videos. And yeah, maybe if you want to join me, click on that link I sent you, and there's one posted in the Facebook group as well. So check it out. Here's the link. I put it in the chat. This is the current StreamYard link. I put it in the chat. You want to join me? We can have a back and forth discussion on thumbnails, and it will be not just me talking to myself. We're glad to have you. But I want to give the Fluffy Bearded Man a sneak peek, so to speak, of what might be coming up in some of my Fluffy Man snack downs. If you notice behind me here, there's a whole bag of fortune cookies. I love fortune cookies. I love the idea of the American institution of fortune cookies. And I like to eat them as well. So I'm not see how fast I can eat that whole bag of fortune cookies. And then I'm sure there's a, yeah, there's a, he's saying that would be hard. Yeah, it would be hard. You think eating challenges, you, there's eating challenges that look easy when you watch them. It's like when you're watching game shows. Oh, I can do that better, or I know the answer to that. But man, when you're doing them, that's not as easy. Not as easy as it seems. But a whole bag of fortune cookies, and then I got this Bean Boozled thing. I like the Bean Boozled. This one has a little spinner on it. You know, I'm not big on heat, like spicy things. I've got one of those coming up too next Saturday, where I ate a whole bag of Lay's dill potato chips, or did I eat the whole bag? But who knows? But I've got one of those coming up this coming Saturday for the Fluffy Man Snack Down, and check that out when it comes available Saturday. But every Saturday I hope to do a snack down. Um, I don't know what they'll be sometimes. Maybe in the future we'll do a Bean Boozled. The the weird tasting and the sour tasting stuff that never bothered me. Um, but the hot stuff that can really be that can really get to you. Um, I'll be here for a little while longer. If anybody wants to join me, I appreciate Two Fluffy Beer Men had joined me for a while. Um, they have a great channel. You should go check them out. They are really shooting up in popularity and they're catching on really well. So I'm always glad to cheer them on. And they've always been a good friend to this channel and to me personally. So I really appreciate their input. There's a lot to be done, a lot to be said. I hope to one day soon, you know, my work is fixing to start back up full time, and it'll be harder to get on to do these things live and to even make a steady schedule of videos posting uploads. But I hope to do that, and I hope to keep doing that. And you know, I just enjoy this whole process. And I've ranted on for almost 20 minutes now. It's amazing to think about. But StreamYard, all right. We have another nurse joining us. Hi there. That's another one of the two fluffy bearded men, Robert. Actually, Robert was the other guy. George is this fellow right here. But I do appreciate you joining me, sir. And we're just chatting, rambling on about thumbnails. I was telling how like some of the eating challenges I'm going to have is I got a whole bag of fortune cookies up there. I'm going to do a challenge, a snack down challenge on those pretty soon. This Saturday I got a Lay's challenge. Well, I'm glad you could join me anyway. Uh, I like this whole Streamyard thing. You know, I see people doing these live streams all the time, and at first, you think it's kind of like that's weird. I don't know. I don't participate in that. I don't hear these people rambling on talking. Yeah, they, George says sounds amazing. Yeah, they're always so nice and encouraging. But you see people doing these live streams. You see people talking like I'm talking, and sometimes like it feels like we're out there talking to ourselves. Sometimes even when we're making videos. But uh, you know, these live streams are like this a cheap way to do content. Really, it's a cheap way for a lazy guy, a lazy fluffy guy to do content, isn't it? But I think it's an awesome way to connect though, and connect with fellow creators, fellow YouTubers, or anybody that is willing to come on and chat. And thumbnails, thumbnails, right? You consider your own thumbnail in the back of your fingers. They don't look very interesting, right? But thumbnail to your videos, as we were saying, can be very interesting and be very engaging. Um, Pictures worse than 1,000 words, right? I don't think enough care and enough attention is done to some channels with your thumbnails. When think about your own self, we're all either whether we're creators of content or consumers of content strictly, or we're creator consumers. If you're a creator, you're probably also a consumer, or you should be, looking what is out there, enjoying other people's content. Because if you want others to follow your content, to support your content, you need to also, in turn, support and follow others and maybe similar content to yours, similar channels to yours, yes, but also reach out there across other areas that might not be, in your wheelhouse, so to speak. You know, you might not be into gaming or makeup channels or whatever, but you want to. It's about the people, the personalities, the connections, the community. You build a community of people that are your friends or your fellow creators, and you want to support one another because together we really can succeed. Together we really can provide each other support, encouragement, and growth. We can all grow together. Some find them saying, if I can YouTube, you can YouTube, and we can YouTube together. Don't put it off any longer. If you want to do a YouTube channel, it is so easy. Just get a Gmail account if you don't have one already. Use your phone. That's all you need. Just open up that channel, start uploading content. And as you get into it, you can evolve and grow and get better and better and better. Because we're always learning. We're always lifetime students. We all should be anyway. Every day we should be striving to learn more, striving to improve ourselves, to evolve, to get better at everything we possibly do that interests us. And for me, YouTube is definitely one of those. I'm certainly no expert. I'm certainly not got anywhere that I'd like to be yet, but I am enjoying myself immensely and enjoying doing this immensely. And hopefully I'm not too repetitive here, but as you can see, I do get kind of excited talking about it. And so this is another reason why this kind of thing is a good outlet for me to share with y'all and to talk with y'all, just on a free flowing, you know, stream of conscious type back and forth. I would like it to be a back and forth, and I'm glad there's a couple people joining us. Um, Anybody got any questions? Anybody got any insight as to what makes a good thumbnail? What are you looking for when you're looking at content? When you're looking at thumbnails, are you looking at really snazzy, dynamic, funny pictures? Um, are you looking at some outrageous, just sort of scenario? I mean, the two fluffy bearded men really do a good job with their thumbnails. They tell a story. I mean, you put the combination of the title and the thumbnail, you know exactly what is going on in that video, and you know what to expect. That hilarity will ensue. Their facial expressions alone are hilarious. It's so, I mean, top notch. They have such a good time doing that, and know that I can see that in the picture. So I know that I'm going to click on that. I'm going to have a good time watching it. You know, I'm not watching the thumbnail. I've seen the thumbnail. It sold me on this video. Now I'm going to go watch this video. And so, before any teaser, grabber, intro, content driven video can hook me in, the thumbnail is the first thing I'm going to see, the first thing I'm going to look at and judge whether, hey, I'm going to go and check this video out or not. So I use Publisher. I use what I have. A lot of people use a lot of different things. People make videos and they have apps on their phone where they can make the thumbnails out of the videos or out of pictures they take. That's fine. That's great. I would do that too if I know Publisher. I come up, so to speak, and cut my teeth in Microsoft Office software. Used it so many years for graphic art, for doing different things. Microsoft Publisher is just some program I just used so much that I know in and out. PowerPoint is another one. You can make thumbnails in PowerPoint. I've done it. I know of people that do it. If that's all you have, it's a great way to input pictures and insert text. I have a video on how to do all that in my Skull Snack Hacks. So check my channel out for the Skull Snack Hacks. I'm hoping to do some more of those soon. But no, check my videos out there. I have a whole lot of videos how you can screen capture with PowerPoint, how you can make thumbnails with Publisher, and all sorts of things. And if you have any other ideas for Skull Snack Hacks that you'd like to see, let me know, please. I'm always open to suggestions. But I use Publisher to make my thumbnails, and I sort of, they sort of not high resolution perfection like some people have in their better software or their better programs, but they get the job done for me, and that's what I have. I use what you have, right? I mean, I like it. It's fine with me. Could they be better? Sure. I could probably find software. I have a really old computer. That's sort of a ongoing gripe of mine. I don't like to be negative, and it's not a gripe really. It's not. I like this computer. It's comfortable. I know this computer back and forwards. I know what I have on it. I know what's available to me. I'm always looking for better software out there. I'm always looking for better ways of doing things. Uh, but for me, I use the stuff that I know and the stuff that I have. So I was really hoping someone would visually join me here. If you look in the chat, I have this uh, link here. So just click, copy paste this link in the chat if you can and join me. If not, that's fine. Uh, I'll send it to you. I'll message it to you if you want. Just tell me. Whew. Well, almost 30 minutes I've talked to myself. It seems like just 5. Well, I'm not talking to myself. There have been a couple of good guys join me, and 2 plus a good man. They are awesome. Um, there's a lot of potential and opportunity to connect with others, through YouTube or Facebook or various other social media. And so I'm just an average YouTuber. I'm just your average YouTuber doing this for fun and having adventures and sharing those adventures with you and hoping that you enjoy them along the way, hoping that you get some kind of creative distraction out of them, and hoping that just crack a smile, give you a chuckle every now and then. Sometimes just scratch your head and shake your head, go, man, this guy is crazy. He needs to. I was just thinking about my hair. I started going gray at a very young age, like 19 or 20 in high school. Not in high school, but anyway, I started going gray in high school, but then I started getting really gray when I was about 19 or 20. It's just the way it goes in my family. As my dad would say, it's better to turn gray or turn loose. And I don't think of one bald-headed man in my family. We're all so fuzzy and hairy. So I'm just a fuzzy, fluffy guy. And honestly, I like my hair. I always have. I don't obsess over it like some people. Um, so I was just looking at it. I was thinking that maybe it could use a dye job. But no, it looks really good. I'll keep it. How about that? As long as you just take care of your hair real good. It's not too bad, is it? Anyway, I digress. But I'm glad that the fellas could join me on here in the live stream, and we'll just hang out a little bit longer. I want to know what you think about any kind of food challenge. I have a food challenge in mind. Well, it's not really a food challenge. Me and the kids were talking about how to eat fried worms. You know, that old classic story, scholastic story, or whatever. They made a movie out of it too, I think, where the kid had to eat so many worms, like 12 or 13 worms in a specific amount of time. And he was going to win money or win a bicycle or something. And he ate all these worms in all these various different ways. And how I remember that story when I was young. And of course, in my young age, got dared to eat a live worm and did so without hesitation. And I'll just say it wasn't that bad of an experience. A live worm, I remember as much in my memory as etched in there as perhaps a broken leg, but it wasn't that bad. I remember it was just dirty. I mean, you want to clean your worm. Your worm can be live. But you want to clean, like wash it off, and like maybe squeeze it out so there's not any dirt. Worms eat dirt. They go through the dirt. That's what they eat. So it was really protein rich, so to speak. I wouldn't be opposed to eating worms again in a challenge of some kind. I think that might be interesting. People eat craziest things you can see them online. The bugs and the goats and trails or whatever. I don't know about that, but I don't have a problem with some things. So, looking forward to the bug eating there, guys. Anyway, so what do we think about a live worm? Something sounds delicious. Should we just eat it straight from the ground, or should we perhaps have it prepared as a delicacy? I don't know. It's worth exploring, right? You know, the Streamyard program, I was talking a little bit about it before. If you look over here. So the free version of the Streamyard has this Streamyard icon. And the Streamyard icon, that's fine. It doesn't bother me. It's stuck with the headphones. But you're limited, of course, in your free version of the software. But the StreamYard is really handy. You don't have to download any software. They're running it off their servers, so to speak. So it doesn't require a whole lot of effort on your computer's part. You just have to go in, give them your email address, set up. You don't even have to set up an account, really. You don't have to set up a profile or anything like that. They send you a link that gives you some numbers, an email. You use that link, input those numbers, and boom, you're in StreamYard. You only have like 20 hours though a month that you can stream free. Um, they do limit you in that way, but you can upgrade, of course, pay for an upgrade, and it's really handy. So I like Streamyard. Gives you a mechanism. I know there's other things out there like Zoom and Zencaster and all this, some other things I've looked into, but this just seems like an easier, stress-free, more stress-free type thing. So, yeah. We talked a little bit about thumbnails. What makes a good thumbnail? I told you my opinions. Um, you want to have a clear visual representation of your videos. You want to have a good picture that represents the specific video or the specific channel that you're promoting there. I don't think it's healthy to just do something that's not accurate or true to what you're actually just talking about in this video that you're promoting with that particular thumbnail. And you want to kind of put your own brand on it, so to speak, your own uh, image, your own brand for your channel in every thumbnail in the same kind of vein, same kind of setup direction, so that your branding is always present. You know, if you look at products, and a video is your product of your channel. If you look at products, they always have the brand on there, so that when you're looking on the shelf in the grocery stores or you're looking online, because those are, you know, a product is a thumbnail, you know, a picture of that product or the product itself is sort of a thumbnail to get you to draw and you in to buy that product. Well, thumbnail is the same thing. It's the packaging for your video to draw you in to see that video, to like that video, to comment on that video, to engage you, to subscribe and support that channel. So a thumbnail should be creative. Yes, it should be visually colorful, representing that video, engaging, and it also should have that branding for your brand or your channel on there in every thumbnail, so that everyone kind of relates to the other. You know, because you can have some thumbnails that have maybe the title of that video or the paraphrase subject of that particular video in some capacity that is visibly able to read. So that's the worst thing. Not the worst, but it's like, I don't know, for lack of a better word, worst. When you look at the thumbnail, it has a good picture, and that picture is interesting, engaging, emotional, but you can't understand what that video is about. So you think, well, it just makes you want to click on it and find out. Yeah, maybe if you're like me and you're going to just go ahead and look anyway because you like to support others. But if the casual viewer, the casual person might say, oh, that's a good picture, but they move on because the text is not clear, or it's too wordy, or it's not visible enough, but you do need text. You do need pictures. You do need your branding. All in that small space, yes. But it's easy. It can be done. And we do that to represent this product, this video that we're trying to sell. So I think it's important. And thumbnails should be treated like they're one of the most important parts of the whole package. The product, which is the video, is the most important, obviously, because that's what you're selling. You're asking people to buy into, so to speak. It represents that particular part of you that you're sharing with others at that time. But thumbnail should represent that particular video specifically and your channel as a whole. Whatever kind of product you're promoting, so to speak, and whatever the mission statement for that channel is, and you know the kind of content that you want to create. So that thumbnail should definitely represent that particular video and your brand as a whole. So just keep that in mind. Work on that, and you know, let me know. I'll be glad to help. Give you some more insight. Like I said, I'm not an expert. I'm not this great wise sage about thumbnails. I'm not. I can see you from my perspective and my thoughts and opinions on it. So I appreciate your time with me, and I'm just gonna bid you a final farewell. You know, we might stay on a little bit longer. So coming right up on 40 minutes. You know, a lot of people tend to go on too long with these diatribes on live stream, repeating the same things over and over. might do a live stream in the future where we just talk about poetry, poems, poets, literature. I'm not sure there'll be a lot of people out there interested in that, but I would love to just share some of my work with you. Why not? This is a forum, and that's one of the things that's a part of me is one of my multi layers in my personality. I'm definitely a writer, and I love to write, and I love to talk, obviously. I love to read, and I think one of the jobs I would be good at, I would enjoy anyway, is like being that guy that records audiobooks, reading the audiobooks and recording them. Because I can be articulate and whatever, you know, that I can have fun doing that, and I think people can have fun here. But I know I also mumble and also get too excited and also talk too much sometimes, and I don't even hear myself. Whew, I've been talking too much. Now other people need to ask me a question. Come on, come on, and let me know what is going on in the world. You know, one of the awesomest things about YouTube to me is the connecting with other people that you wouldn't normally connect with. Um, you know, you could go to Walmart, for example. You can see people you know in your hometown. You can avoid people you know in your hometown at Walmart. Actually, I haven't been to Walmart since this whole coronavirus thing started. I don't know why. I've just been going to Publix. I don't know how that's a better alternative, but I've been going to Publix and some local grocery outlets. But anyway, you can go and connect with people on YouTube, and it's, I mean, online connection, online communities, social media. That is also the best way to connect with people this day and age of social distancing. I mean, that's the ultimate social distancing, right? You're not physically adjacent to one another, but you can still visually and audibly connect with one another. You can share life, passion, creativity with others through YouTube, through social media. So, for years and years and years, we've been touting that, or decrying that we're getting too far removed from our physical connection with others. We're living, especially the younger generation, too much online, too much with these little digits on the devices in front of us. And us older fellows, us older fluffy guys, are definitely guilty of that as well. But I mean, it's a benefit as well as a curse, of course. Um, I can remember a time without these things. I can remember a time before the internet, so to speak, where before social media blew up like crazy. I can remember a time before these things, but I can't comprehend what would we do without these things. What would we do without our devices, without our Facebook, without our YouTube? You know, I want to when I wanted to learn something before, I had to go to the library and look them up in encyclopedias. And that was okay. I had a group of these little red encyclopedias that my mom and dad had bought back in the 70s. And I think like 2 years after I was born, I read those things religiously, learned a lot from them. But something to be said, though, about going online Google, typing in a subject, and being able to get that instant answer, get that instant information, and to like engage. This we should be the most well put together, well informed, well educated, self educated in a lot of ways, in a lot of different manners as any other generation because of all this information we have at our fingertips. But we tend to want to almost de-evolve. Um, we're a texting culture, and we forget how to spell. We forget that spelling is important, or we neglect it. Um, and that's okay. I'm the worst at that. I spell the worst at all sorts of things. But I do, in the back of my mind, it's probably the English person in me, the English major in me. Professors beat that into you. That's so important. Your structure, your spelling, and all that stuff. Uh, it's important, but it's not the most important thing in the world. Connection, the encouragement, the linking of friends and family through the World Wide Web, through our vote for our conversations, either like this, vocally or visually, or through the clicking of our fingertips or the tapping of our keys, whether in emails or texts or Instagrams or Snapchats, we can definitely connect and stay connected with others. We want to share what we have for lunch. Okay, share it. I'll like that video. I'll like that picture. I used to roll my head and roll my eyes at that kind of thing. I still do somewhat because I'm not always interested in what everybody has for lunch. I'm sure you're not interested in what I have for lunch. But every now and then, if something's pretty, that particular thing I made is pretty, I'm going to send you a picture on Instagram. I hope you like it. But every day, no, that's a little too much. But it's fun, though. It's fun to get out there. If you just look at the world from different perspectives, look at the world from your perspective, of course, but perspective of others. Everything has a story. Every tree, every leaf, every brick and mortar, every piece of litter on the ground has a story. And somebody put it there. Somebody appreciates that person. There's a lot of people in the world. There's a lot of things going on in the world. And we won't meet everybody. We can't talk to everybody. We can't help everybody. We can't connect with everybody. But to those we do connect with, those we do give the promise of friendship to, just like that thumbnail. That thumbnail is a promise to your potential or your returning viewer that, hey, this is what my video is about. And you can say to someone you meet, hey, this is what I say my channel's about. This is what I say I'm about if I'm connecting with you one-on-one as a person, as a potential friend. I want to be true to that. I want that thumbnail to be true to that video. So someone clicks on that link or clicks on that thumbnail or whatever, they're going to see that content and enjoy it. Or not enjoy it. That's fine too. Feedback of any kind helps you. I got my first dislike the other day on my church's chicken video. Now I've been doing this a while, and I got my first genuine dislike. That's okay. But it took me aback for a minute. It's like, wow, why didn't they like about it? They didn't enunciate that, or they didn't tell me why they didn't like about it. That's the most part. That's okay. Maybe they thought it was going to help you. I don't know. But I got my first dislike, and it's time to think about that. You say that feedback's important. That good or bad, at least you took the time to watch it. Maybe you did watch it, at least before. I would hope that you at least watched it somewhat before you click dislike. But thank you for that dislike. If you're watching, which I doubt, thank you for that dislike. Because it lets me know I reached you in some way. It might have been in a negative way, so you felt the need to click dislike. It might have been in some juvenile way, so you felt the need to dislike. But whatever the reason, thank you for that dislike. Not everybody's going to like me when I meet them in real person. Not everybody will like you when they meet you in real person. And maybe you're fine with that, maybe you're not. Some people live by the likes that they get on their videos. So nobody liked it in the last hour or so. It started out strong, and I got like a bunch of comments, but Now nobody likes it. You know, but that's okay. Do it for yourself. Don't be afraid to get out there and meet people. Don't be afraid to get out there. Snap pictures, take selfies, make videos, join YouTube. It's great. It's a great thing to do. Make friends. You know, you've got these platforms now, these social media platforms, and you've got these all these things out there, all these potential friends, and all these great channels you can explore and do that. If you like wrestling, for example, there's a lot of channels out there for wrestling. There's a lot of places you can go and learn about wrestling. Or wrestling. If you like woodworking, or if you like movies, or if you like crafting or baking, there's a lot of stuff out there for you. Check it out. There's a lot. You can use the YouTube channel crawler. Go on Google, type in YouTube channel crawler. It's the best thing you can do. I love that channel crawler because then you can search all sorts of. You can go to YouTube, yeah. You can go to Google, yeah. But you're going to get a lot more of the popular channels, 100,000 subscriber channels, and those are good too. Don't get me wrong; those are great. But there are also a lot of small-time creators out there, like me, who are plugging away at their own stuff, and then we'd like you to take a look, give us a chance. So, do that. Go to YouTube channel crawler, put in, you know, Doctor Who. Find some small town. You can set up parameters. If this many between this and a 10 and a 99 subscribers. That's what I like. I want to find someone at least 10 under 99. You can find them all over the world or specifically in a country. You can even limit that. And you can find all sorts of channels that you enjoy. And you can give them a chance. Because sometimes people might not know how to promote their channels well. They can have thousands and thousands of views, which people have watched their content. But it doesn't always translate into subscribers. We all know that, right? That's fine. Subscribers are not any kind of indicator of the quality of the content. It's not. I don't think it is. But don't forget, though, if you like someone's content, if you appreciate that content, even the big show, give them a subscription because they do matter. It's like you're voting. It doesn't cost you anything. Okay? I don't know why people would ever unsubscribe to anybody. You don't have to click the bell, okay, to get all the other content updates. But why does it hurt you to subscribe? I don't know. And I appreciate every subscription I get. And I hope you'll go and like and subscribe to this channel. Like this content, comment, tell me I'm full of it. I don't care. But if you will, bless me with a subscription, please keep that subscription. And you don't got to watch all my content. That's okay if you don't. I try to do my best to support ones that I try to follow and support. But I don't always get to do exactly everything or whatever I want to do. But I do try to comment. I do try to like. I do try to watch all the way through everybody's content. Because if I want someone to support me, I want you to know that I'm going to practice what I preach. I'm going to support you and check out your content as well. So make those good thumbnails. Represent your videos and do the best you can with what you have available. Yeah, I've been kind of rambling on a little bit more. Hope you've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed it. About time for me to get out of here, though. I'm trying to push it on maybe to just about an hour's worth. Why not get that hour's worth content out of the way? I think an hour is plenty good for a stream. And I've gone on long enough anyway, so I do appreciate y'all coming and checking out this live stream. And on the replay that I'm definitely going to post, in the channel. So I hope you'll check that out. And let me know what you thought. And we'll do this again sometime soon. And hopefully we'll have it put together a little bit better. And people will join me here on the live stream. And you never know what comes up in the whole world. And remember, as I'm off to say, at the end of the day, it's not about you or me. It's about the life we lead, the memories we make, and the meaning we find along the way. So stay safe out there. Have a great day. And I will definitely see you next time. Thanks for supporting me. Thanks for giving me your time. And God bless.